Okay, I'm here. Kurt Mexican's back. Hey, Kurt, how are you?
You're feeling pretty Mexican.
Okay. Well, you're closer to Mexico.
That's right. The closer I get, and the more the stock market goes down, and my money closer to pesos, the more Mexican I feel.
Now, Kurt, you heard about this story. Absolutely crazy. MSNBC posted a clip earlier that has since been taken down. It's a clip that they edited together clips of Joe Rogan talking about Tulsi Gabbard last election and how good she was, but they made it sound like he was talking about Kamala Harris. And according to Mr. September, that's illegal. Now, I don't know if that's illegal, but I'll play a little bit of it for you. Here it is. This is MSNBC. Joe Rogan predicts Kamala Harris victory in November. Ready? Watch this.
She's not. She can win. She is a strong woman. She is a person who served overseas twice. She in a medical unit. She was a congresswoman for 8 years.
Yeah.
She is a person of color. She's everything you want. She's going to win. No, she's not. She can win. They just want no Trump, no matter what.
So, first of all, you know that he's not talking about Kamala Harris because he mentioned a bunch of achievements. And Kamala Harris does. I mean, Kamala, she didn't serve overseas. I mean, I think she took a trip overseas, but that was with an old mayor and give her a.
Yeah. That's medical service.
Yeah, that's the medical service she provided. But MSNBC liberals, they are the rare species of narcissists that have no idea that they're numbskull snobs. They have been bred and conditioned over the years to roll their eyes like teenagers when given inconvenient information. And it's an IQ test to see who will not bother to look into whether or not he is talking about Kamala Harris or Tulsi Gabbard. Well, he's talking about Tulsi Gabbard. Okay, so, and here, in fact, Tulsi called it out. She says MSNBC, again, exposed as a propaganda machine for the Democrat elite and how they will brazenly try to deceive the American people. Watch this.
True. So what this means is MSNBC is a for-profit corporation. They are helping Kamala Harris's election campaign. And what they are doing through their platform would qualify as an in-kind contribution to her campaign. It's worth a lot of money. The fact that they are doing this should require the Federal Elections Commission that manages campaign spending and campaign finance to require them to report this as an in-kind campaign contribution or to be punished for abusing their position in trying to use their platform that has nothing to do with journalism. It is purely a propaganda platform, and that they are using this in order to try to help Kamala Harris get elected. These people need to be held accountable for what they're doing, because otherwise they will continue to do this, continue to abuse their platform and their power to try to deceive the American people and help her get elected.
So the FEC law violation, that's never going to see the light of day. You're telling me that a government that doesn't care that it's funding a genocide is going to care about something like this? I don't. That remember, nobody's above the law. Nobody's above the law, unless they aren't Donald Trump. Okay. But so that's a pipe dream. I mean, I hear what she's saying. What they are doing is probably illegal, but nothing's going to happen. And do you want to? Can you believe who? By the way, who would ever think that they really? Only people who watch MSNBC would think Joe Rogan's talking about Kamala Harris, because it's obviously he's not talking about her.
She can win. She is a strong woman. She is a person who served overseas twice. She in a medical unit. She was a congresswoman for 8 years.
Yeah.
She is a person of color. She's everything you want. She's going to win. No, she's not. She can win. They just want no Trump, no matter what.
And MSNBC put that up. So who is it at MSNBC that gives a shit enough to lie like that about, and to do, like, did you not think that Joe Rogan was not going to call it out? Did you think that a lot of people would see it except Joe Rogan wouldn't see it? Like, I don't understand what the thought process was. Are they going to say it was an intern who did that on his own? What's that?
Only got to work so long, because wasn't this put out during the initial hype for around when white dudes for Kamala and all that nonsense? So it's like an immediate thing to just get a little bit of hype, and the kind of person that would take that in is probably not going to find out that it's not real.
So now they're saying it's. You really, I mean, if you're dumb enough to watch MSNBC, you're dumb enough to believe that. But so now, according to was that the Sentinel Tribune? Joe Rogan is going to sue MSNBC over deceptive Kamala Harris video. By the way, so what Tulsi Gabbard is saying is that MSNBC is super dishonest. And doing so dishonest that they're doing illegal things to help a political party. And I just don't get it, Kurt. I mean, how could Microsoft NBC be this dishonest? It's named Microsoft after Bill Gates' penis. That's super honest, right? That's super honest. So they say now they say that he's reportedly, Joe Rogan is reportedly, so who's reporting that? They don't.
Yeah, I just was with Mike Mallas just now talking about this, and I don't think Joe's actually, I think they're just talking out their ass. He hadn't said anything to me or anybody I know about it.
I wish he would, because Joe Rogan has the resources to actually to do that, and Joe usually wins when he does something.
Like, for defamation, you have to prove how you were harmed by it.
Yeah.
It can't be like it harmed the country with a lie. It has to be how you personally were defamed and it affected you. He didn't say, I've just seen him the last 3 days not saying anything about that. Mike seems to think it was nonsense. So I don't know if they're also stupid. You know?
He would have to show injury. And there really is, I mean, I don't think he could show an injury. So here's what this story says. Joe Rogan is reportedly suing MSNBC for $30 million, alleging that so we know what he alleges. In episode 20, Rogan was actually critical of Harris. The video posted by MSNBC, however, spliced together different parts of the episode to suggest otherwise.
It's like a rumor or something. I mean, that was clearly spliced together, but I mean, him suing about it, I don't know how he would be able to. It is strange. Honestly, I don't know why they thought that would be helpful.
I don't know why did they think so. Rogan, a well-known UFC commentator and podcaster, has consistently expressed skepticism about Harris's presidential prospects, stating that nobody wants her as president. As of now, Rogan has not publicly commented on the lawsuit rumors.
Wow, him and Obama on the same page, huh?
So here is Joe Rogan says nobody here. Do you want to hear? Here's him saying that. Oh, first of all, okay, let's listen.
I just can't imagine the United States wants President Kamala Harris. I don't think anybody wants that.
Anybody? Everybody in Hollywood wants it. Everybody who was paid to want her wants her. Everybody who's paid to want her, they want the living shit out of her. Are you kidding? They're coming up with rhymes and artificial intelligence selfies. They're basically screaming teenagers at a concert right now. That's
what, 20 grand? Was that what the supposed offer was, to like go to the DNC for her?
What was it?
Something about the offers they were getting from her PAC. These actors, like Mark Hamill, got paid off.
No kidding?
Oh yeah. First of all, you should assume that about all this when you're like, nobody wants, and we all know nobody wants her. Even if you want to pretend reality didn't happen in the last few weeks, no one thought she was doing a great job. Nobody.
Jimmy Kimmel used to say on his show, she's the most unpopular vice president in the history of the country, more unpopular than Dick Cheney. How did you go from that to beating Donald Trump after an assassination attempt? Do you believe these polls, Kurt?
No. How could you? Who could believe that? I don't believe them at all. I think it's either some kind of cherry picked who they talk to, or they're just lying. They also just lie. But There's no way reality shifted to that degree in a 1 week. There's just not a possibility of that.
Well, here, let me play Joe Rogan's whole statement.
I just can't imagine the United States wants President Kamala Harris. I don't think anybody wants that. Nobody wants that. I mean, maybe some people would prefer that over President Trump, but nobody wants that. Nobody wants President Newsom either. Nobody believes in that guy. That guy's a fucking con man. I mean, everything he did in California, from trying to mandate vaccines for kids, when it was totally unnecessary, to being caught out in public without a mask and lying about the fact that he was outdoors.
Yeah.
All of it. It's just nobody believes in that guy. He's just a politician, just a stone cold, narrative driven politician, and it's nobody thinks he's a real human. Whether you like Trump or not, whether you think he's corrupt or not, that's a human being. You know what that guy is. Same thing with RFK Jr. Whether you believe that he's correct about vaccines or whether you believe his policies would be effective, and that's a human being. With Newsom, you've got like this construct, this cardboard cutout of a person. It's just, I don't think people want that. But they might want it more than they want President Trump.
What do you mean, Joe, that Gavin Newsom isn't human? Just because he looks like a cross between a newborn seal and a diamondback rattler?
He does. He does look like that.
And his wife is a counterfeit trophy. That's what
I think she used to be his friend's wife or something.
Yes, I think something. So just so you know, this isn't new to the corporate media. Remember when CNN intentionally used a blurry and yellow filter to make Joe Rogan appear more sick, as he mentioned using ivermectin and other remedies to quickly recover from COVID-19? And then they referred to ivermectin as Horsterwormer, even though it was a Nobel Prize-winning human medicine. So this is the CNN broadcast version. Here's the original. Joe looks great. That's how they made him look on CNN. Now, if you go to Facebook says they have a fact checker who fact checked this, and they say that this didn't happen. That literally they hired a fact checker to say that the thing that you see with your own eyes right here, they say it didn't happen, and they call it Horsterwormer.
Again, why aren't they attacking this corrupt doctor that prescribed Horsterwormer to a human man?
Right?
Go after him. And not the medical professional that you have to get that from.
If you change his skin color, couldn't that be considered almost like misgendering?
It's kind of like what they're doing with Kamala. I'm surprised that we're going to see that different skin tone change in her ads.
And it turns out I got COVID. So we immediately threw the kitchen sink
Look
at
at this.
all kinds of meds. Mom.
Look at they did that.
Oh, also, Rogan was right about every single thing he said about the pandemic, and the experts that you should listen to were right about absolutely nothing. They said.
So the people Joe Rogan brought on his show, like Dr. McCullough, Dr. Robert Malone, they were correct about COVID. Guess who was incorrect? Peter Hotez, Fauci, all those MFers. Anyway, they lied about everything at every turn.
I must have just fell out of the coconut tree.
Did you just fall out of a coconut tree? Wow. So Fauci, and here's the weird thing. Fauci admits he lied about masks, and he admits he lied about herd immunity. He won't admit he lied about anything else, but we know he lied about the origin. We know he lied about, they all lied about lots of things. I don't want to get strike. But, all right, over to Steph. Read some super chats.
I will read them, Jimmy. Thank you. Cornpop, the bad dude. Mel K was off the chain. This interview is an instant fan creator. Tyler, the only political groups historically to accomplish what wants are communists, whom she demonized. Demonizing the solution as akin to Satan is the greatest trick ever pulled by the ruling class. Avidia, If Americans Knew is a great channel here on YouTube. Thank you. Hobo, Only Harris's ads aired during the Olympics. No Trump.
No
I didn't
kidding.
Notice that.
I didn't notice that either. Maybe the
But
Trump.
we haven't really watched very much of it.
No, I can't even. You can't get the the stupid Olympics on regular NBC.
Yeah, that's crazy. SS, basically, we need to unmake all this progress and development we were told was good for us, but is actually very bad. We need to deprogram on a deep level. That was SS. Hannah, sir, I often speak against technology and people make fun of me. And I say tech is neutral and it's just the way it's used. No, it's not. One, no, it's not. Two, bad people are in charge and their power becomes exponentially greater with tech. Thank you for that one. Scapatsy, hey, any chance of booking a flight to Mars? I don't like it here anymore. Scapatsy.
Well, did you see that Boeing?
Are they still there?
They're not coming back.
They're not. Oh,
They got it.
how do you not panic?
So they're going to have to get Elon Musk has to come save them now.
Oh, no, I haven't read that yet.
Yes.
So much for Boeing. Don't invest in Boeing, right? SS, thank you, SS. Zach, thank you so much, Zach. Chris, thank you, Chris. Eric, the Brit was just getting a government prostate massage. Neuron, do we know more info? Was it political opinions or was a UK guy arrested for fraud, scams, or catfishing in comments? Was he from Yemen? Thank you so much for that one. Tiller, thank you, Tiller. Much appreciated. You will never understand this stuff without understanding psychology and childhood trauma. Best way to learn about it is confronting and exploring your own. I'm exploring my own right now. Hannah, sir, basically, what was this? We need to, I don't think I've read this one. Basically, we need to unmake all this progress and development we were told is good for us, but is actually very bad. We need to deprogram on a very deep level. That's why lots of people need to wake up, i.e. look inside.
Okay, come here for a second.
All right, coming. Bye.
Because democracy basically means government by the people, of the people, for the people. But the people are retarded.
If I were Rabbi Shmuley and diddle-diddle-diddle-digga-digga-diddle-dum, all day long I'd diddle little bums. If I were a Shmuley man, I'd peddle all my dildos, dreidel dildos, selling dildos with my daughter and her mum. If I were a Jewish bully man, I'd be digging with a dildo in my bum. I'd wear a grotesque nose and go grab some goyim right on the nipple with a pinch. A Shabbos lap dance brace for the youngest mensch.
At this time, more than any other time, revolution is necessary. It is necessary. Not only based on what has happened with the MOVE organization, the babies that have been murdered, MOVE adults that have been murdered, bombs being dropped on us, but past that to what is happening with all black people, so-called minority people, money poor people. This government, as has been said earlier, has waged war on us. But something about us, particularly here in America, we don't really understand that. We don't really know what war is, for black people, for poor people, that people see as good, that they wasn't forced to do, that they didn't do to try to keep black people appeased, and calm down so that black people wouldn't riot. A prison situation is a crystallized example of that. You can make phone calls in prison. They have movies in prison, but they don't have those things because they just want to be nice to prisoners. They have those things because they know damn well if they don't have, people being able to contact their family, if they don't have, facilities for people to sit there and watch movies, people are going to be frustrated, upset, and they're going to direct that frustration at them prison administrators, and they're going to have riots on their hands. They're going to have people in them prisons turning them prisons out. That's why they have movies. That's why they have access to phones the way they do. And a stop to it when we don't like it, or encouraging it when it's something that's in our interest. We have to call the shots. The people have to take the reins of this system and start dictating what we need, what needs to be done. And, taking the initiative to do it ourselves. We can't rely on this system. Don't people see what's happening? Every single confrontation that MOVE people have been involved in, every single issue, oppression, economic issues, every single issue facing our people, is something that can be dealt with very, very simply. All people got to do is make their wishes known. All people have to do is stand up and say, listen, we're not accepting that. Unity is the key. Unity is the key to revolution. Revolution ain't nothing to be afraid of. It ain't nothing to shy away from. Revolution, contrary to what officials, this system and those backing the officials running this system, want people to believe that revolution means violence, means blood in the street. I'm saying it can get to that point, but it don't have to be violent. When people come together and take a strong stand on an issue, this government don't have no choice but to listen. Where you think they get their authority from? They don't have no power, but they do have authority to do certain things. Where you think they get it from? They get it from us, from the people. They get it from us accepting the things that they do to be done to stop it. Then you have some people who want to then turn around and say, yeah, well, it's the best we have, and want to make excuses. The time for excuses is over. It's over. Every man, woman, and child has to be involved in this revolution. Not only has to be, but is, whether you want to be or not. Our babies gave their lives for this revolution on May 13th. Men, women, and children were murdered. And not just MOVE babies. What about all of the young men, women, children 8, 9 years old shot down on the street by cops, by drug pushers? Where do you think that mentality comes from? It comes from this system, from the mentality of this system of getting over, making a quick buck, I'm saying that's where that needs to be done to stop it. Then, what I want people to really, really understand is that it's past time. It is past time for poor people, black people, to realize that this system has failed you. It has failed you. You can't get nothing from it. And what people got to do is withdraw our support from it and start doing for ourselves. That's what we got to do. How long are people going to sit back and beg, this government to do what's right when for hundreds of years, all you've gotten is a slap in the face. All you've gotten is this government kicking your ass. That's all. That's all black people have ever gotten from this government.
Hey, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down there for more AM Joy and the rest of MSNBC. And click on any of the videos right here to watch the latest interviews and highlights. And you can get more videos from MSNBC for free every day with our newsletter. Just visit